With this review, I hope I clear the air just a little bit. Chase Liaki here at the Blue Futon reviewing If. What's about? Pretty simple premise. This is John Krasinski directing a kids movie. The reason why he wanted to direct this is because of his other directorial movies. A Quiet Place are not really kids friendly, so he wanted to make a kids friendly movie for his kids. And this is about imaginary friends and growing older, what you believe in, and just holding on to life because it could snap and be away in an instant. So when I'm saying we need to clear the air from this movie, I have seen some reviewers. I have seen some, professional critics on YouTube and Rotten Tomatoes talking about how it wasn't funny or how it wasn't imaginary enough. Blah, blah, blah. BS, BS, BS. Got to make this a PG review because it's a PG movie. Yes, when watching the trailer, probably people think it was going to be a laugh out loud funny PG movie. Sure. But their expectations when they probably exited the movie theater was not given that, because this isn't a laugh out loud movie. This isn't about, the DreamWorks or the Illumination type of movies. This isn't this. This is supposed to be to the heart, a family movie about not giving up, about not growing old, about knowing your worth and all that jazz. And it did take me 24 hours to review this one because unlike The Strangers Chapter 1, it was pretty simple. This is not good. If is growing on me a lot more than I could think about. I'm giving it a solid, good score right now. Pretty great score. But throughout the year, this really might bump up to my top 10. Not because I thought it was going to be a top 10 movie. Just the themes hits hard in this movie. Yes, there are some negatives, and I will give it that right now. Actually, let's talk about the negatives of this film. Steve Carell's voice. I'm sorry, sometimes it did get annoying. I understand that he was supposed to be kind of the comic mischief in this movie. Sure, every character needs it because all the other imaginary characters were kind of down to earth. You have the Ice Cube, which is Brad Cooper, the Squirrel Raccoon, which is Sam Rockwell. You have a lot of people. Richard Jenkins in this movie. You have Awkwafina in this movie. You have Emily Blunt in this movie. Louis Gossett Jr. in this movie. Just name a few. I know there's a lot more. You have Matt Damon in this movie. You have Brad Pitt in this movie, and that's as Keith, freaking hysterical. You will get that joke from Deadpool 2, Ryan Reynolds. It connects, and it's pretty funny. So yeah, I would say to me the main complaint is Steve Carell's character. The character itself is a very good arc, but just the voice kind of got on my nerves overall with that part. Can you say there's maybe some pacing issues? Sure, because it is a PG movie and you expect it to move along kind of like other kids' movies. Also, I would say I was a little bit confused with the costume and production design about what time and place we're supposed to take. Because I understand it's supposed to be New York, which first off, I would never let a 12-year-old walk around New York like that. Because I've seen what people do in New York. They lasso people around the neck and drag them behind cars. So I don't know why people are trying to say New York is a safe place. Maybe this part of New York is, but please show me where on a map it is, and I'll maybe visit that place. But yeah, the costumes and the actual production design and the place they are in the world, I don't know if it matches, and I kind of found that was really little interesting how they wanted to do that. Also, the hospital scenes. As a person who used to work in a hospital, and my mom who's a nurse, who's been doing that forever, I never understood that subplot of just wearing your own clothes, chilling in this big ass, that's my own cuss word for this one, hospital room where you're only going to do one surgery. So, sure, but it just that expectation management didn't really work for me at all because you don't really get that backstory. Okay, but the meat and potatoes of this movie is her not being a kid and realizing what she could miss with all the doom and gloom that has been occurring in her life. She's been holding it together extremely strong for a 12-year-old. Bravo to that, losing a parent and, something else happened to the other parent and just realizing maybe I don't need to be a kid anymore because all this bad shenanigans is happening to me. The father character is trying to say, no, even though there's bad stuff in this world, you need to realize there's also fun, there's good, and you cannot let that go. And I think this is a good message for anyone in the world right now, because everyone feels like they're on high alert. Everyone feels like they have to be mad at someone, mad at something, mad at a cause, even though they don't know what the cause is. If people just step back, take a nice breath in, a nice breath out, and realize what they have compared to other people in the world. Because I'm going to be going to Lourdes, France in October and be taking care of paraplegics, going to be taking care of people that I guess I don't want to say want to be saved, but they're at the end of their life. They're kind of desperate. And I talked to my mom about this, and it's not because it makes me uncomfortable. It makes me depressed. Just with everything I have, the good life I've been given, yes, there are some bad. Everyone has a rough patch in their life. Okay, maybe not everyone. Like maybe the Kardashians haven't or something like that. But overall, it's more of like enjoy what you have, enjoy what you've been given, because it could all go away in a flash, and it is terrifying. Don't let that self of you go. And I think that's what John Krasinski really wanted to do in this movie, and to me, it works. Yeah, like I said, this is a movie that I think is going to grow on me because I enjoyed the messaging overall. I didn't mind the pacing. I liked Ryan Reynolds' character, even though I would say the overall, I thought it could have gone way more, but let's put it that way. There was something because I was a little confused about the hospital scenes, about what that dad was wearing. I was thinking, oh God, don't be some Sixth Sense type of crap, which it wasn't. But an interesting ending, I'll say it that way, of like that is the imaginary friend, which I kind of saw coming, but kind of didn't at the same point. But I do think it worked. Overall, if I might not have given the review you're expecting about like the technical craft of this movie or the actual elements of this film, and that's okay. I'm sorry that I didn't do that for this review, and I kind of do that with some other reviews because I think we need to step back sometimes and see what the big picture is, because I know for a fact some people see a picture or see a film and they want to like pinpoint it and say what it's about. Like I wanted to watch Megalopolis, but now I'm kind of worried what the director is saying now, and I realize like I know John Volt's in this movie. They have different opinions. Sure, I like that, but I think he's kind of misinterpreting the point of what fascism is, and that's actually suppression of speech, and only other countries are trying to do that. That's one type of government, not the other. Anyway, like I said, elements of the movie, and I think this one needs to be talked about, of how this is not a PG illumination, a mile a minute laugh out loud fest. This is more not for the 7 or 8 or 10-year-olds or lower. I don't think it is. Yes, they might be like, oh, that's a cute unicorn, cute teddy bear, cute gummy bear. But I think this is more for the preteens, tweens, of not having an attitude, knowing that there's bad stuff in this world, that people are going to push bad stuff on you. They want you to be negative. They want you to feel depressed. They want you to feel contained in this box. They want you to let that joy out in this life. Keep that joy. Keep the serenity and just have fun. And it made me wonder, did I have an imaginary friend growing up? I really don't think so. But then I think about this movie. Did I forget about that imaginary friend? And that terrifies me. So if we'll receive a 4 out of 5 Futons, which equals that 80%. We'll see what the Critics News scores gave this one. So if critics, we have a 50% with 129 of them. Audience score 85% with over 50. Critic consensus: a sweet ode to rediscovering one's inner child. If largely works as an old-fashioned family entertainment despite an occasionally unfocused and unnecessary complicated plot. Did I cry in this movie? Yes. At the very end, when they could see their imaginary friends again, I did cry. I was like, why am I crying? I'm actually thinking about it right now, and I feel the tear ducts wanting to come down. But yeah. This is where the critics got wrong. The critics got this one 120% wrong. 50, 85, 80. Chase Lock here at the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. One of the things, Bhutontopia. You Blue Futon to think about a great day. I don't care what you say tomorrow, week, from a month, or a year from every single freaking one of you. Don't lose the funness in your life.